Stop writing, please. Stop. I'll send it to the school.
Fixed cost is something that never changes.
Yeah.
Variable cost always
Can
changes.
you send the choose
Who took it down?
لأنه واخدها.
No.
وجاء
I did.
انت وين كلاس؟
I did.
كلاس خليه.
Mr. There are no dates في ال
ها؟
What?
no
مازال.
dates.
نعم.
I have to look for every single mission.
خليه وليه في بزنس.
Sorry about that. Now I have to explain this, guys. Stop and listen.
Sign that.
Ah, I don't like it when you talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We continue with cost. In the previous class, I said cost is the amount we spend to ensure a product is made available. The amount we spend on a product, this is a product. The amount we spend on it to make sure we can sell it, that is cost. Today, we want to go into the overview of cost. There are some costs that we can feel, we can see them, we spend because there's exchange. But there are some costs that, because of our decision, we are incurring that cost. Get the point here. Some costs are monetary, some costs are non-monetary. They are monetary because.
Mister, والله جريت
Can you
اساوي.
just keep quiet and stand there?
والله جريت اساوي يا مستر.
They let you out.
اسمع محمد شنو؟
تفكير.
Stay there.
والله
Can you just keep quiet?
قاعد برا
Just keep quiet and stay there. So, for cost, you say a word again. You say a word like I'm serious about it. You say a word again. It's over between you and I here. Just say a word. Just a word.
عارف براحة.
For cost, it's about what we spend on the product to make it available to be sold. That is cost. But we want to look at an overview of cost. Not all costs that we spend on. There are some costs because we make a decision, it becomes an opportunity cost. Money is not involved. We call it implicit. Because of the decision we make, there's an opportunity cost. Money is not involved. That is an implicit cost. So here, for the overview, we have explicit, which is the actual cost. This is where money is being exchanged for something. So the amount of money I spend to ensure I'm able to do something is an actual cost, which is explicit. But the decision I make that allows me to be here is an implicit. Because I am here, I can't be out there. Being here means I'm not out there. So that is an implicit cost. So because I'm using my resources here, I'm not going to be able to use that resources out there. Money is not involved. It is implicit. Do we get implicit here? Yes?
What would be an example?
An example is what I just said now. I made a decision of being here. Being here means I cannot be out there.
Because we can't be.
So I can't be here and be there. So for me being here, not out there, is an implicit cost. Same goes to businesses. Because a business because ISM has choose to use this as a school, it won't be able to use it as a hospital. It won't be able to use it as a bank. So that is the implicit cost. Do we understand implicit here?
Yes.
It is implicit because it does not involve money. It is explicit because it involves money. Do we understand the difference between implicit and explicit? For explicit, it's monetary. For implicit, non-monetary. It's just an opportunity cost. An opportunity cost. An opportunity cost is the next best alternative for gone. The choice you didn't make. That is the opportunity cost. So because I've chosen to be here, it means I can't be out there to see whatever happens out there. So my opportunity cost is the class, the outside that I cannot be. So the real cost is where I am right now. Do we get it? Any question about explicit and implicit? Implicit, non-monetary opportunity cost. Explicit, the one that involves money. Stop that already, please. The one that involves money. Any question about it? Done. Now, we have different types of cost. We have fixed cost, we have variable cost, and total cost. There are more than this, but today's focus is on FC, VC, and TC. Why do we call it fixed cost? Yes?
Because it never changes.
Yes, thank you. Because it doesn't change as output changes. It remains the same at any level of output. So look at our output here. These are our outputs. 10, 20, example, and 30. at each level of output, we pay the same cost. Let's say €5. We pay the same for each level. Even at 0, we're going to pay the same. So a fixed cost is a cost that does not change as the level of output changes. At even the 0 without producing, you still have to pay the cost. So that's why these are costs that don't change as output changes. Example is the salary. I'm at work, I'm not at work, I get my pay because I get salary. But if I'm having a private lesson, if I'm not there, I don't get paid for that. That is variable. Do we get the difference here? So it is salary because it is fixed. Being or without being there, I will get it paid. Salary. Rent. This, for example, let's assume this school is for rent. There's holiday, there's no holiday, the school has to pay the rent because it is fixed. Do we understand fixed costs here? These costs do not change as level of output changes. So it simply means at every level of output, we pay the same cost. Do we understand fixed cost? So the graphical representation of a fixed cost is this. A fixed cost. Any question? Then we have variable cost. Why do we call it variable cost? We call it variable cost because these costs change as level of output changes. So this is the graphical representation. At 10, it increases. At 20, it increases. At 30, it increases. More, it increases. Do you see the difference here?
Yes.
You don't get it? Look at the difference between this and this. Here, at each level of output, you pay the same amount. But for variable cost, it is a cost that changes as output changes. So which simply means at every given level of output, we are not paying the same cost. We're not paying the same. At 0, we pay nothing for variable cost. At 10, we pay more. Let's assume this is 2. At 20, this is 4. At 30, this is 6. And so on. So it simply means as our output increases, stand up, I said. Stand. As our output increases, our cost increases. Do you get it? Yes? Yes.
For fixed cost, the four factors of production, rent, labor, and capital, are those fixed?
No. Labor could be fixed if it is salary. There's wages too. For wages, we have piece rates, and time rates. These are wages, and they are variables.
What's the difference?
Hold on, please. Do you get my question here? For labor, labor could be fixed if it is salary, but wages, it is variable. Yes?
What's the difference between price and cost?
Price is the amount you buy a product. Cost is the amount you spend on the product to make it available. So price and cost are not going to be the same. Price is the amount you are buying a product. The amount you are buying the product. Price comes because the product is ready to be sold. Cost comes because the product is about to be produced. Do you get it? Price comes because the product is ready to be sold. Cost comes because the product is about to be produced. Does it make sense now, please? So, for variable costs, these are costs that changes as output changes. The cost increases. You can see now that the variable cost curve, as output increases, the cost increases. That makes it variable cost. Any question about variable cost?
No.
And the last one is total cost. How do we get total cost? Total cost is variable cost plus fixed cost. The combination of both. The combination of the fixed cost and the variable cost makes the total cost. Stop that please already. So total cost is what? The sum of the variable cost and the fixed cost. So the graphical representation is this. The combination of this and this makes the total cost. The combination of this and this plus this makes TC. Do we get it? Fixed cost is constant. At every level you pay the same. But variable cost at 0 you pay nothing. But as soon as your output increases, you pay more. So that's your total cost. Because total cost is FC plus BC. So this is a graphical representation of a total cost. So in the exams, I might ask you to draw a graph representing a total cost. This is a graph. Variable cost, this is a graph. Fixed cost, this is the graph. Yes, you have a question?
What is marginal cost?
Marginal cost. Marginal cost is the cost of producing additional unit of output. MC. The cost of producing additional units. Yes.
I don't understand this one.
Total cost. Total cost is the combination of your fixed and variable cost. For a firm cannot incur only variable cost or fixed cost alone. You have to incur both costs. So they are combined costs. This is a school. The school pay teachers, that's fixed. The school pay rent, probably, or no, I don't know. That's fixed. The school would buy chairs and tables, these are fixed. The school might need to buy some raw materials needed. For raw materials, or maybe it has to pay some workers that are contract workers, not salary earners. It is wages, variable. So the cost that changes as output changes is variable. The cost that remains the same, irrespective of the output, is fixed. And when you talk about marginal cost comes as a result of you reaching optimum level. It's not here. So when you talk about marginal cost, it comes because you are producing extra unit of output. And for your marginal cost to come, it means your MR must be equal to MC. And this is what we call profit maximizing. Profit maximizing. But we're not there yet. We are only talking about how we are able to derive our cost to know the price of our product. So you need to know your cost before you can set a price. So that is the difference between cost and price. Cost would allow you to set a price for a product. And as soon as you're able to set the price for your product, then you can talk about your total revenue. Then you can talk about your profit. But it starts with your TC. Because TR minus TC gives you your profit. So you won't be able to make a profit as a firm without understanding your cost before you set the price, without knowing your total revenue before the profit. Any question about cost?
No.
Thank you.